more about the tell me that tribe. So subscribe to our channel so that we at the mind more than share link no so we be around answer and kebim. Fifi Pratt and a vim lady or my react afa soon Badu name my so okay FM so okay kind na he say so we do attend na we say okay one ye all don't know ntiga na sin so nim say na Ghana ha say na seta no ete so no so on the organic na so sa amanfo bi ani anje ho sounds na Kelvin Taylor so say obema soon Badu more piafo say wa ya de pa e won ne live concert and say gospel artist ni pa na say wetumi akache crowd say the hu bi da so wa ya de say wetumi a movie and so wetumi the gospel way na akọ the next level me dem ko be ko insem no one by one and you know vim lady and Fifi Pratt on be common sem say soon Badu say do and train cry me na me promise so na promise my failure e hu nya so be ko tan kaka na say o ko spread me ama man say na say me say ma o say and I don't know amba so Badu na so hu say okay do no akwes wan ye ni ye ntino or the apology letter abeto why say or the Dr. Kweku Otin actually say the and wan ye ni ntino on fa enchen into our trying to say apology letter to Dr. Kweku Otin. Let me use my platform to apologize to Dr. Kweku Otin for calling him out on FM 101.7 FM for not sponsoring my concert, Rhythm of Africa. For those of you who don't know, I remained loyal to him and honored him gracefully in Atlanta, Georgia. For my major concert in Atlanta, Dr. Kweku Otin promised to support the project but came up short. For the recently held concert in Ghana, I paid a courtesy call on him, and once again he pledged to support the project, only for him to disappoint me again. He said, letter now. He said, oh, show the Dr. Chorina or Kuswa, simu pise, and he said, promise not promising of feeling letter. To say, after placing so much trust in his words and hoping he would make amends for his earlier failed promise, after my visit to him, I excitedly posted on my social media platforms about his willingness to support the project. I must admit that I was extremely frustrated that an impression was created that Dr. Otin has supported the successful concert that took place at the Grand Arena over the weekend, and I felt the need to clear the air. Nonetheless, I apologize sincerely to Dr. Kweku Otin for bringing this out in public domain. I admit that I was extremely frustrated that an impression was created that Dr. Otin has supported the successful concert that took place on the Grand Arena over the weekend, and I felt the need to clear the air. Nonetheless, I apologize sincerely to Dr. Otin for bringing this out in the public domain. I have learned my lesson not to depend on man, and indeed, when I turned back to God, he surprised me and made Rhythm of Africa arguably one of the best events in Ghana thus far. Into letter when I say Sonnie Badu edit on a platform so Edima Dr. Kweku Otin say or show ne sincere apology and say or patch or parody panacho ye pass or yes no they know himself or clear and I say and yaw do say or promise say no now one for fully promising to the or clear and mama say oh even Dr. Cry so be so no my friend with me am finance no him say am for be ever fan of different things science no or the an apology we the command Dr. Kweku Otin now so no Kelvin Taylor so be ma so be the more people say why ya do pa all those so no just say on call any gospel show and see we so now so no dey so be do any dey crab shepa yenko tie Kelvin Taylor.
Over the weekend me who say Sonnie Badu had a show in Ghana. I don't really care about the show that much, but what I was looking out for is how a Ghanaian musician can basically move the music from A to B for people to have that much interest in gospel music. You know, it is all about people taking the lead and making people start to feel and understand and love it. The moment those people, those characters, those artists are able to move the crowd with them, that is when music starts to become popular. The moment if a musician, you are able to move people with you, Like the Burna Boys and those people, they are not unique, but it's because they are able to move the people with them. And how do they move the people with them? They are able to sell their products to them. They are able to sell the music to them. You need to understand. So I am a gospel musician. You need to be able to sell your talent to the people. Apart from the Holy Spirit doing its things, and I say, I don't know whether it's a girl or a boy, but apart from the Holy Spirit doing its own thing, you as a human being too, you need to package yourself and your craft well. We are not selling the craft well. I went to Ghana, and people are so much in love with the East African the gospel music because there's a specific rhythm that comes with it. People are so interested or love South African gospel music because there's a specific rhythm that comes with it. People sit in Ghana and they're so much in love with the Nigerian gospel music because there's a specific thing that comes with it. We need to have that kind of trademark when it comes to gospel music. We need to be able to carry some kind of craft. We need to be able to polish the craft. We need to be able to sell the craft to the people. And you might have your own issues with Sonnie Badu and also the controversy surrounding the way he puts his show together and maybe the way he does not do the traditional, or he does not go the traditional way. And normally we see musicians under the umbrella of gospel musicians take a specific line when it comes to promoting their shows and all that. But I think Sonnie Badu's is unconventional. He's able to find different means to make sure the people around the whole place, they follow him. And when you go to the Grand Arena over the weekend, I took my time to follow this. I realized that this man has basically changed the face of gospel music in Ghana, because what I can say is he's Ghanaian. Maybe he lives in the States, but when it comes to adding something to gospel music, he has his own unique way of making sure that his craft, his trade, people begin to love it. And we need to understand. Until we begin to understand and say, or see something that belongs to us, a rhythm that can take us, a unique craft that people will be like, oh, this song is from Ghana, Mumi enja yejina flowers song. Yejina GBC ho, yejina flowers ho to nyamenyom. Moma enja ide debia no na obi kuneja no na wakoye made na osi atade na ehwe nsuo gu no ho oni aduane ndi na obi ha taxi abodo so aben ene na cheso nyankopɔ bia kwan. It does not work like that. You need to add something more to your trade. And this young man called Sonnie Badu over the weekend, the Grand Arena, I am yet to see any artists with my Philly Arena no amana ebu afaso. People were driven away. I was watching the behind the scenes videos and it was quite interesting that people were stopped from entering the arena. And that should tell you that the trade, the craft has come to that level. You need to understand. You need to be part of the modern way of selling yourself, your trademark, and your music. And to be very honest with you, what I saw, I can emphatically tell you, me call gospel event that. And Madinka Kacham Tachaninti, I am Holy Spirit in town locating me. But when it comes to a year moving Ghana gospel music to the top, moving Ghana gospel music to the level that we wanted to get to, the artists are supposed to understand they need to do more. They need to put a lot in there. They need to uplift the standard need that form do standard need debia to more Ghana nkwa. We need to start to reach out of our comfort zone. And what happened at the Grand Arena, you might underestimate it, but it's going to be tough for any musician in Ghana today who is calling herself or himself a gospel musician to go in there and fill the arena and drive people away. It is tough, and it's all got to do with hard work. Let us try and add more. Let us try and add more. If I'm going to give credit to this gentleman here, I would say there are two things he's done. He's been able to change his craft. He has made his craft appealing to people who are not even Ghanaians. And secondly, he has owned a particular kind of music. He has owned it because he has consistently sold that music. And that is what we need to understand as gospel musicians. So we, the ones in Ghana now, we are good. There are a lot of good gospel musicians in Ghana. Don't be scared. Just reach out and get out of your comfort zone. Try and expand it. Let it move further. So I would like to salute this gentleman, Sonnie Badu, for what he did over the weekend. It's a new look, and we all have to look into it and open doors. I am not a man of God, but the grace of God is upon every single individual on this planet. It is all about you being aggressive and making sure that grace, you go for it. And it is through hard work. Grace does not locate you when you're lazy. Grace only locates people who have raised up their hands. Lifting up your hands is even work. So you need to work towards your grace.
once na o praise e so me na say waya ade ye pa odo waya ade pa san say honum eye fe se na kan no say eye sa room ho no say om say contain 4,000 now so be donation say over 6,000 plus am still na man for egu so ba ma secure mo bebre say I don't know if ye pants so there sell or Uncle Castle while boka pan when young for so back one person Accra will be to me on one and say cardboard the bonus no ye emane ye fe sina obet a gospel artist for what you be any sense or the air industry coordinates level. Make a photo empty at the mouth, your 3 empty fast print, your 3 empty photography, and your 3 empty production screen is what almost numbers at the hall, almost service at the hall, at doors ye, Pamina, or Amasoye, Tifana Ban, Penny French and Como, Sansa was a board mouse to do at the Ama or horsey and try dear, that be so not 200 cents out for out to add there. So, man got just said the old tone, say, being a old tone, ha. Sorry, not Fanamban, not friend and penny for entry come on near board mount the room, and so that she will come back as so acquire serious in Quan. Dean Deborah Abra in cancer, Ebe Shabium, I will tell me that tribe, so tell me that tribe, the voice of the people.